All right, welcome back, everyone, to Total Nonstop Impact Talk for Impact fans, right here on the YouTube and the Twitch, and wherever you lovely folks get your podcast audio worldwide, baby. Bill, it is just a couple of days, less than a couple of days before the big debut on AMC, and we got a bunch of news that dropped within the last few days.
Oh yeah.
And I think we need to cover some stuff. And there's re-signings, there's guests that are going to be on AMC.
We almost did there was almost a Friday breaking news.
There was.
But alas, it's building up. So this is now, we know this Impact live history making on Thursday will lead in. Obviously, that's also the Go Homes show for Genesis on Sunday. But yeah, a lot of news happening, a lot of potential. Who knows? There's a possibility of some walls breaking down, some flights being booked. Just what I'm hearing. So you never know, but there's going to be there's a lot to discuss as we get into the Impact on Access TV No More on AMC now. The era is over. It's now the new era of AMC. So yeah, no, lots to discuss. Big things happening.
Big things happening for the little company that could.
Ooh.
And we've been calling it that since you and I joined this podcast. I mean, that's all we've seen is this company just chugging away, scraping, crawling, and scratching at, just trying to get back. And from, who you call the GOAT, Josh Matthews, said one fan at a time. Mm-hmm. And that's what they've done for like the last 10 years that we've been covering this. Maybe this podcast hasn't been around for 10 years, but we've seen what they've done over the last 10 years.
That comment from Josh Matthews, Johnny Bravo on this podcast, the 5-year plan, wasn't just talking points. It was legitimate. Yeah. And this is obviously with changes, but changes that were needed to get to where they needed to get to. Like, once again, it's an ever-evolving sport. Like, obviously, from the difference of what TV used to be, how people watch content today, it's much different over the years. So you have to adapt to that. And you need business people, you need TV people, you need event people, you need a lot of things. And once again, TNA had a lot of great things over the years, a lot of people that were in the right spots doing things. But then you needed to bring in some people to get you to that thing. And like, you can't argue with success. And like, you see the WWE model, like, run by a bunch of business people, lawyers. They got very successful. They're making a ton of money. They're filling a lot of buildings right now when it's not the easiest thing in the world to fill buildings. And if TNA took a few of those keys, like, in their own running of their business, I think you saw it. Like, focus, get that TV deal, get that rights deal. They got it. Obviously bring Carlos Silva and the team on board. But then you're packing these houses. You get an act like the Hardys. You have Joe Hendry go viral. You have Leon Slater doing what he's doing. But obviously a whole bunch, the Knockouts division, the X division, the tag teams. You get to this place that they are now. And hey, we even have it's good to see people, because obviously this is not a planned show. This is a show that came together late, but we've been talking about the last couple of days, but news keeps on piling up. Yeah. But I feel like this might be a newer person here joining us, but Mac McCall here with the super chat, just saying Happy New Year. Thank you, Mac.
Yes, thank you, Mac. Much love. Um, it might be a name that hasn't been around for a while, but the name looks familiar. I could
It
be
does
wrong.
seem familiar. It does seem familiar. I know I've seen it before, but I appreciate it as always, guys.
Yeah. Kyle here asking about the Rascals. We're going to get to that. It's not at the top of our list, but there's a lot of different things that we're going to cover. But we are going to let's cover the big news that came out a few days ago that we were going to cover, and we were going to, and it just didn't happen. But AJ Styles is returning this Thursday. Now, what he's going to be doing, we don't know.
Who could have seen that coming, J-Bone?
Oh, I don't know.
I was told I was crazy, J-Bone.
You were, yes, you were told, and you know what? I wanted to believe you. I wasn't sure. I mean, it just makes sense. It just makes sense. And
just makes sense. Now,
excuse me.
Honestly, we had this conversation not long ago when we thought it made sense for Leon Slater to win the NXT title. So it doesn't always happen with what we think could make sense. But this one did, and very happy to see
it. And so what is he going to be doing? It kind of ties into some of the other news we're going to be talking about, but I want to cover some other things first, and then we'll get into like we're going to cover what we know is happening. We're going to cover some signings, and then we're going to jump into speculation mode. Okay,
not reckless speculation.
It's
some reckless, semi-reckless.
It's a little. We'll call it cautionary. Okay. And
some places would charge behind a paywall for that kind of information.
Oh, that's why we're talking about it here, because we get it from other sources, and well,
I don't.
It
get
is
it
what it
sources.
is. I'm gonna to start paying Bill for his stuff now. All right, so yes, absolutely. AJ Styles is appearing. What's going to happen? Put it in the comments. What do you think he's going to do? Do you think he's just going to come out and just challenge someone, or do you think he's going to show up and congratulate TNA as an OG TNA guy, and then maybe someone will come and point the finger in his face and be like, "Hey, as long as you're here,
coming up for you, you."
Who knows? Could be someone wanting AJ at Genesis. I mean, I tell you what, I'll say this and then we'll go on to the next thing. I was really worried this Monday. Okay. I was really worried.
Who are you worried about, J-Bud?
I was worried because you know who he was scheduled to face on Monday Night Raw on Netflix. And that's Gunther. Now, I'll say this. They had I'll say it was a 5-star match. I loved the way that those two told a story in the ring. And I was like, man, I just hope to God that Gunther doesn't just absolutely annihilate AJ Styles. I hope it's a good back and forth. And then, I mean, it's this. Look, this is Gunther's backyard. So I was, you want AJ to win, but come on, let's be real. Gunther is on a path of destruction lately in WWE. He is literally just on this retirement tour lately and retiring people. And look, this is AJ's last year. Why would AJ not want to face a guy like Gunther? Why not?
It's good enough for Cena. It's good enough for me, right?
Hell yeah. Good enough for Goldberg. So, oh, sorry. Some people don't like Goldberg. I still love Goldberg. I don't care.
Ah, the bone loves the berg.
But anyways, enough about WCW nostalgia. We're more about TNA nostalgia here. All right, so
TNA all the time.
AJ Styles Thursday night. Who else is going to be there? The man that's below in the picture below Bill there, Bully. That's a huge. I mean, we know what he's going to be doing, but there's still a big, big question mark behind that.
TNA Hall of Famer.
Bully Ray will be the special guest commentator for the main event of Thursday Night Impact on the AMC premiere.
And that is Frankie Kazarian, the king, the champ.
Yes.
Versus former champ, Mike Santana.
Mike Santana. And, I mean, we already know there's going to be people waiting in the wings.
Oh.
We know Nick Nemeth is ready to go. So,
he's got to call his shot.
Maybe. He could. So, like I said, there's a lot of question marks here. Why is Bully there?
Did you say why?
Well, that's the thing. That's
why?
A little bit of the speculation mode is that's we're asking the questions. Of course, he's going to be a commentator, but come on. This is Bully Ray. This is a 2-time Hall of Famer, WWE Hall of Famer, TNA Hall of Famer. Bully is one of the most controversial guys ever to cross paths in this company. We all know that.
So you're saying he's not going to be a good little boy at commentary, and
I
might do something.
I highly doubt he's going to just sit there.
He ain't going to play on his Twitter machine.
I think he's going to do something. He's either going to help. He's either going to help somebody win, and I'm not going to assume. I'm not even going to say who, because you got 3 options there. Or he's either going to help someone / prevent someone from winning. Okay. And you could throw out all the different scenarios. I'm not going to do that. You know who's in the match. You know who's waiting in the wings. There's a lot of options, you know.
Oh, I do like Stephen Patrick here. Bully's going to cause some shenanigans.
So, what's Antonio saying there? We could get EC3, AJ Styles, and Bully all in the main event at the same time. Crazy, huh? Yeah. I mean,
who would have thunk it?
There was another promo put out just earlier tonight.
Trouble?
From Mr. Trouble himself, Mr. EC3. And he's, boy, you really, the guy has.
This could be like a show almost designed for the TNA faithful.
Yeah.
Or just me. I don't know. That's how I feel.
Bill's gonna have the suit on. He's gonna be ready to go on the edge of the seat of his.
I'm gonna have to be gimmick happy over in the corner there. I'm gonna have to be. Who knows? Who knows what I might pull out of my magic bag?
Right. So apparently he was also on TMZ in some interview today, daring AEW.
What?
Yeah. Like I said, he's really throwing some stuff out there. Even in this, the promo that he put out is he's like, yeah, but the contract might have ended in NWA, but who says I'm really gone? It's like, so there was
Who
all
knows?
sorts of stuff going on in
He's
this
a
promo.
master. He's working us all. Who
He
knows?
really is. He's amazing. I'm dying for him to come back. I really am. I mean, it almost makes me feel a little guilty for not following his stuff in NWA just because of how good he is. Um, so yeah, at this point, I'm trying to be as realistic as possible, and I honestly think we got a better option. We got a better chance, I should say, at EC3 showing up than Jericho. I'm still kind of hoping for Jericho, but um,
J-Bone.
we'll see. You know, anything's
J-Bone.
possible. This is wrestling.
I think the odds of Chris Jericho showing up at TNA are ... good.
Are good. Oh, okay.
He may or may not be in Texas right now.
Oh, have you heard something from a little birdie, or have you seen something?
Nothing confirmed, but there is some scuttlebutt afoot. So
Hmm.
we will see. I have a and once again, we were playing the lines here. Monday night happened, still no Jericho.
Right.
So the window is now open to do at least a short run or a combined run between the companies.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
like he
and
will be in WWE, like that. He will be in WWE, but he may be taking a pit stop, and
I think
maybe something lengthier than a pit stop. We'll see.
I think there's a great chance at it. I mean, obviously, you know, he's going to go for the big money. The big money, of course, is WWE. But we don't know what's in the mindset of what he wants to do right now. You know,
Mm-hmm.
does he want to cross this off the list before he, you know, goes off into the sunset, you know, because we don't know how much, you know, all we've heard is, oh, WWE is going to bring him in for a retirement run. That's all we've heard.
Mm-hmm.
So who knows what he wants to do? We don't know. But every time Chris Jericho does go someplace, I was trying to look up and see when the date of the Royal Rumble is. Oh, it's in okay, January 31st. Okay. So SmackDown and Royal Rumble are going to be back to back
And let's just say
January
this:
30th and 31st. Okay. Just
that's
checking.
that's post Albuquerque live and tapings.
It is.
Could get a lot done in that amount of time.
Right. Yeah, cuz we're getting live Thursday. We're getting
Genesis Sunday.
no, we're not getting taped stuff on
No, Saturday.
Friday, right?
We are not getting no. Well, what do you mean? Well, it's live Thursday.
Live Thursday, but there isn't anything going on Friday, correct?
There is nothing going on Friday.
Okay. So it's live Thursday, live Genesis
Yeah,
Saturday,
Saturday.
and
Yep.
then the following week is also live Thursday with a tape day following on that Friday, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. All right.
So they'll have about, if it's how it's been going, that might be because what they'll do is they'll go live. Now, here's the only thing I don't know what they'll do. They're going to do the live show, obviously, this Thursday.
Right.
A lot of times they tape after the live show. But because of Genesis on Saturday, I don't know how they're going to approach this Thursday night. My guess is you can knock out some explosion, maybe a little bit more. And then after the following Thursday, you would tape one lot. You would tape the next week's episode.
Yeah.
And then you would tape 2 more the following day. So technically you would have 3 shows of content coming out of Albuquerque after the live show.
Okay. Yeah.
So once again, that's like a month of content, including that week.
Yeah. So, and with it being live the week after Genesis, we may get more surprises. We don't know.
If I'm them, that you're back to back, right? I feel like that's setting up. You already got AJ advertised. I'm sure you'll get at least one other surprise. But then you want to, for that next live in Albuquerque the following week, you want to have another surprise. And we'll see what it is, because the only thing with the EC3, and obviously I'd love to see the EC3 show up on Thursday, he will not be at Genesis unless we get a big swerve, because his own promotion he's advertised for the same night, Exodus Pro Wrestling out of Cleveland. So for him not to so he's right now he's committed elsewhere on the date of Genesis. So
that's interesting. Okay.
Now obviously he could show up Thursday and not be at Genesis. He could have something taped for Genesis or something else, or he could just debut at the live Albuquerque show. But we'll see. We could get some teases. Maybe we get him there, then teases throughout, or maybe vignettes the whole time. Maybe we don't even get him in person in Texas. So there's some possibilities there. But I have a feeling they're not gonna they're gonna ride a lot of momentum this Thursday, and they're gonna want to continue that, because I know a lot of people are talking about what do you think the ratings will be, things like that. Because I think they're going to get a big number with AJ. I think they're going to get a surprising number. Yeah. I think a low end number early on was, I think in their general time slot, you're talking maybe 200 and something K. I feel with the push, the AJ announcement, a lot of the talk, if there is a ton of Jericho talk going into it, I see that number soaring past 300,000.
I say 500,000.
Now they get 500,000, J-Bone. There's companies saying shiver me timbers if they were to get 500,000 people. I think that would be an awesome goal. That feels high. That's asking a lot. You have to have a confirmation. You almost have to advertise Jericho to pull that off. But I see 350, 375 possibly. I think if they hit 400, that's gangbusters. The Broken Hardy angle, once again, on a different, what we're talking Destination America, I think that maxed out at the low 300s. But once again, better network, more coverage, more homes. So I think, but once again, it's a different time period with TV. So everything's down more than it used to be. So I think that's kind of, like I said, I think they push us well. They're into 300 plus, which I think is a fantastic debut number. But yeah, once again, they can get another, even if the rumblings are out there, the fans are going to want to see it. And who are we kidding ourselves? There's going to be parts of almost, that's the thing that Jericho has too. If it's the rumblings, hey, he's there, he's going to be there, even if they don't announce it, there's going to be segments from a lot of different fan groups that are going to tune in just to see what happens with that.
Oh yeah.
So that you could get closer to that number you're looking for.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm just saying it's possible, because this is wrestling. I feel like there's a lot of hype here. I feel like TNA is going to pull in a lot of old school fans that maybe haven't watched in a while. And there have been a lot more, I feel, probably that have been slowly coming back with the hype over the last couple of years. You got the name of the name of TNA. I think that also helped as well. All these things. So now let's discuss what I'm just trying to remind myself.
Let's talk about it.
Oh, Trick ain't showing up. I will say this. He had a great debut on SmackDown. Congratulations to Trick. He looked incredible.
He'll always have a spot in TNA.
That white fur coat that he wore the week before when he got in Sammy's face. Amazing.
Yeah, and now see, I'm looking at the chat here.
Okay.
Stephen Patrick here, as we were just talking about with Jericho, they need to post some kind of online tease. Don't even post Jericho. Garrett, who does the socials for TNA.
Does he still do it?
I know he's involved with it still, but whoever is, because I think there are people from TNA that watch this show or listen. If you are, it would not hurt at all tomorrow to put up a countdown clock. Do the clock. Because you know what? You're not saying anything for sure.
Right.
But feed into it. Feed into the hysteria. Because then, you put the countdown clock on. People are going to run with that.
Yeah.
Either it's legit but you know what? People are going to turn up either way. You're not saying officially, but you're giving a heavy-handed tease.
Look at what happened just when Adam Pearce on his Monday stroll before last week, he said, who's gonna break the walls down?
Yeah.
Because there was a lot of
and everybody was in there. You had the chants in the crowd. So yeah, once again, that doesn't hurt. Get anticipation up. They definitely should tease something regardless.
Yeah. What the hell? Why not?
Although I tend to think it's happening. So that's once again, that's why I feel like it. You can go all obviously during the Hogan era, they're like, hey, let's throw it all on that first episode, but you don't want stuff to get lost. I almost feel like if you're gonna have AJ, if you're gonna have Jericho, if you're gonna you don't want to give too much. It almost feels like, man, you put EC3 on that too. That could be too much. You don't want EC3 to get lost. So maybe give him the full treatment the following week, where it's AJ's not there that week potentially.
Yeah.
So I think that they're going to be calculated on how they do all this. You're going to have your Thursdays. You're going to have something at Genesis. You're going to have something the following live show.
Yeah. So all right, now let's talk some contract stuff. Let's start with the stuff that we do know, and then we'll go into
the real deals.
The what we're not sure of, but you've got some ideas of what might be happening. But let's talk first of all, on the cover, we got the artist formerly known as
No, we don't know who that is.
Oh, we don't know. Okay.
We know he's a hometown man. That's what
He is the hometown man. The hometown man has re-signed with TNA.
Congrats to the hometown man.
I tell you what, I see what he's doing, and I see how the crowd is reacting, and it just warms my heart, because a character like that typically either fails and flops horribly, or skyrockets in popularity to maybe not as popular as someone like a Joe Hendry, but every time he comes out, the crowd is getting behind him, and they're like, yeah, let's go. No matter who he's facing.
It's from our hometown.
They are for the hometown man. They are singing along. And so yeah, that's a nice piece of news right there.
Feel good story.
Congratulations. And also, we got news that former world champion Steve Macklin has re-signed with the company. Now, there seems to be a little speculation with how long it's for. That hasn't come out. That hasn't leaked or anything. Some people are saying he resigned. Some people are calling it an extension. Sometimes when they call it an extension, maybe it's not as long as you think it may be. So there's a little question mark that goes along with Steve Macklin. I think some TNA fans are afraid that um, he may sign with another company like AEW because his wife is there. Um, a lot of TNA folks went there, but some TNA folks have also gone to WWE. And look, it is what it is. We've talked about it for eons now. It's what happens, Um, he was doing well in the WWE, then he wasn't doing so well. TNA gave him a chance to completely redefine himself and kickstart his career again, and became world champion, international champion, and other achievements. So hey, go get paid or stay and support TNA. Either way, I'm good with it. I'm going to follow him wherever he goes. Macklin is a real deal. He's great. He's kind of a throwback.
Yeah, big Macklin fans here on the TNI show.
So, we'll see what he's doing, what he does in the future in 2026. But for now, he's staying in TNA, and that we're very excited about that. Now, Steven says, isn't Deanna stuck in catering at AEW? Well, I'll tell you where you can watch Deanna if she's not on TV as much as you want her to be in Ring of Honor and or AEW. She does the podcast with her husband, and
does coming back. I think next week. I think.
Yeah. So yeah, go check that out. Now let's get into where things are a little foggy as far as what exactly is happening.
Well, there's another re-signing, Jabo.
Is there another one? Did I miss one?
Someone that's in the X Division title match at Genesis.
Oh.
Cedric Alexander has
resigned. Oh, that's right. Okay, I did miss that one. Okay. Or I did see it, but I forgot about it because there's so many little things that we're going to talk about. So my apologies. Yes, Cedric Alexander has...
Cedric Alexander. Prime time.
Or no, just prime, right?
The only prime in professional wrestling. Cedric Alexander.
Not prime time. That was someone else.
Prime time. There you go.
That was Elix Skipper, right? Prime time? Didn't he call himself that? Or was that someone else?
No, that was Elix Skipper.
It was. Okay.
One of our favorites.
Old
there was prime time Brian Lee too. That's more ECW.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, that is. But anyways, yeah. Great to see Cedric Alexander sign. Because he had some real momentum going in, and then it seemed like it slowed a little bit storyline wise, and now it's ramping up again. So that's a great sign. And I think Cedric Alexander is one of those guys you could almost do anything with in TNA. You can keep him in the X division as an old school, X division guy. You can put him with someone else and form a tag team with, or he may have bigger goals than that, and
Maybe.
um, may go for another championship or two. Who knows? Who knows what his goals are? But it's great to see that he is staying with TNA. That's great. Um, yeah, a lot of people lately talking about Britt Baker and when the hell is she going to get set free? Who knows? But I know she's she was one of my favorites years ago in AEW, and now they're just sitting on her and not doing anything. It doesn't make any sense to me, but who knows? Who knows what's going on with her? Okay, so here's where we get into, little foggy, little unsure as far as what's exactly going on. And we're going to talk about the Rascals. And I'm going to kind of turn it, I'm going to kind of turn it over to you for a second, just because I feel like you know a little more than I do. I've seen some reports and I've seen other things get talked about.
Well, it feels like we've been having these same reports for what feels like at least a month or beyond.
Or two. Yeah.
Yeah, like it was like, oh well, because remember, like it was like the big thing after the last tapings. It's like, oh, the Rascals, they're done. They're done with TNA. But then as they're promoting a lot of this stuff, it's like, oh well, maybe they're not done with TNA. And there's been various reports, oh, that like maybe they sign couple month deals, like little like fillers for the next couple months, while not on a like full-time contract,
Yeah.
which is the rumblings that maybe Macklin may have fell into, as opposed to like maybe not a year deal. Maybe he's got some type of extension. And now is kind of to talk about what I think like Wentz came up by one of the reports, but it's not really changed much because Myron Reed has never been under a contract. He's been on appearances. Desmond Xavier, since he returned, has not been under a contract. Now Trey and Zach, it feels like, yeah, their deal, and that's kind of what people are, once again, because it came to a new year. They don't have an official new deal. Sure, part of this is negotiation. So technically, they could go somewhere. But some of these people, like two of them, could have gone somewhere this whole time, and they haven't.
Yeah.
So nothing's really changed. It's just they haven't officially signed a full TNA deal. Now, like last week, Ali signed. Obviously, we see some more signings. So it feels like they're in the process of going through a lot of these contracts.
Yeah.
They're not all going to be done at once, like a fell swoop. I think people are just imagining, oh, on this day, all TNA contracts extended. Everybody on the roster you like. That's not how it works. They're going around, and I'm sure they're putting offers out there. There might be some back and forth going on. And yeah, is it possible? Some, like, once again, TNA has all four Rascals. They're on a TV company that's getting a bigger TV deal. It would feel like that. I think that's what they would all want. And remember, this is once again, like we saw the Rascals leave TNA before. We said goodbye to them once when they were looking to expand on their horizons.
Yeah.
But yet they're back again, which we've seen with other acts return to TNA. So I'm not going to say like, because a lot of people like saw the PW Insider, which once again, this is behind their paywall report. And Mike Johnson out of Dirt Sheets, I give him more credit than most because I think he does actually fact check, get multiple sources, but he doesn't say anything really definitive other than a lot of the information we kind of know. They haven't signed. What he's saying definitively is they haven't signed new deals as of yet. And the guys that haven't had deals still don't have deals.
Right.
Now, I know what's been feeding into the fire lately of this is one of those guys that didn't have a deal, Myron Reed, who was obviously advertised to be on the Thursday live show. with
Yes.
Leon Slater for the X Division title, which was heavily advertised for about a week after it was announced, and then kind of wasn't being advertised, and then wasn't even mentioned on
Right.
this last Thursday. And if you look at the website, like it's kind of like it's not, it doesn't exist. It's
Right.
like forget that ever was announced.
Well, no, and
Now,
I want to stay on that for a second because there's a part 2 to that I just want to
yes,
bring up that is very interesting. I heard now some of these guys get their stuff from, SRS, and it's a load of crap and it's all speculation, and they treat speculation like facts, and we try to
hey, if they're
stay
paying
away
for
from
content, it's got to be facts, right?
it. Right.
You wouldn't pay
But
for something that isn't true.
so
Hey, now.
the part 2 that we're unsure about, to that Byron Reed Leon Slater match not happening, is some reports are out there saying that Leon Slater is jumping on this European the WWE European tour. Now, as possible as that may be, for us TNA fans, doesn't make any sense because he's got a match on Saturday. How are you going to go over to Europe and then come back and then expect this kid to hit a grand slam all in a matter of 48 hours? That doesn't make any sense. The kid is going to be jet lagged, like insanely jet lagged, and the possibility of taking him just off of Genesis, period. I don't think TNA would allow that. And I understand a little, okay, we're giving you AJ Styles, give us something in return. I totally understand that. If I'm WWE, yeah, absolutely. I want to do something like that. I want to get, little tit for tat, whatever. But I'm not, being part of this partnership that they have, you've got to, you got to do stuff that makes sense, and that's not going to, if the other company's got stuff planned, you don't want to take away from that, especially going into this new year when TNA is going gangbusters, debuting on AMC, and Genesis is, going to be one of their bigger pay-per-views in the last year. Mm-hmm. So I just don't see them doing that to Leon Slater. What do you say, Bill?
Well, just like let's look at how this wound up happening, this card. The Genesis main event became the Impact main event. Like that was the
Thursday, right?
Yeah, like that changed there. So, as they say, card is subject to change.
Yeah.
Just because something's announced doesn't mean it has to be. And once again, Myron Reed versus Slater, we saw it once. Great match.
We did.
So I get like, hey, let's run it back on TV. But how about if I were to tell you, let's look at that, because you want stakes in a match like that, right? If you already know it's probably Leon versus Cedric versus Moose for the X Division title at Genesis, do you want to see that match before Genesis or after Genesis?
Yeah.
Maybe that's going to be on the Albuquerque Thursday Impact. Maybe Possibly. They run that back. Like maybe they just decided, you know what? The placement's better on the other show. Or maybe, like, I know people want to connect the dots that, like, oh, it could be a trade, an AJ Leon trade. Yeah. Maybe it's just like we weren't 100% sure we were going to get AJ. And if there is a Jericho or something or anything else, if EC3 is there, like, maybe they're like, you know what? That match is too good to put on the show and give it the time it deserves.
Yeah.
Because what's worse, like, because we know, like, everybody that wants to see that match Are you going to be okay with that being 6 minutes on Thursday? That's what it likely would have been.
Yeah.
10 minutes max. But maybe if it's on next week as a main event, maybe it's 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So I'm willing to give the benefit of the doubt here, because things can always change. I'm not married to like, hey, once they announce something, it has to happen. But I know it's a lot, and we haven't even got into the Killer Kelly, which also, once again, contract ran out, and the belief is she's not returning. But once again, I don't know that for sure. Maybe she's taking some time off. I don't know.
She's a mom.
So like,
you know,
yeah, maybe she comes, like, it seems like once again she's someone that's been around for a while at TNA. So I could see the same thing. I could see her maybe, and maybe once again, like we kind of saw it. Obviously, she was involved with stuff with Mosh in the past, and then Moss's situation, so she didn't really have it. Then she was doing some stuff with Rosemary, which I thought was pretty cool. But right now, there might not be space on the card for this. So it could be like, we don't have anything for you right now. That could be the case too. But maybe in a month or two they do. So like, I won't get too far, because every time we talk about potential departures, that seems like clickbait. It seems like, especially as any momentum's there, it's like, hey, let's talk about the potential negative things.
Yeah.
It doesn't, like, once people are gone, they're gone. Until they are, I have no reason to believe otherwise. Because you look at a lot of these reports, it's like, well, their contract expired. What's that mean? It feels like at least 50% of the time or more, they re-sign people. But then every year there's going to be some that don't. So we'll see.
Right. I mean, people are going to come, people are going to go. And with this new deal, some people are going to stay, some people are going to get pay increases. They're going to get new people in. It's going to, attract.
And some people won't be here because there's only so many spots.
Right. Yeah. Because TNA has, well, I should say never. TNA for the longest time
the Anthem era has not employed people that they don't use.
Right. So
unless
so there's that. So there's a lot of speculation going on with the whole Rascal camp as far as what's going to happen. Some people just haven't been working with a full-time deal. They're paid per appearance. We're just going to have to wait and see what happens, in the new year with what's going on. So the stuff with Leon Slater is a bit of a mystery, and maybe
but he's advertised for Genesis. He's like, once again, the Thursday show is going to be loaded. If it doesn't happen there, so be it. If not, I'm sure he'll be in something. Like, they'll show him in a taped something. Who knows? He might be live via satellite, telling us about some exploits he's going to have this Saturday at Genesis.
Oh, and we've seen that before. People coming in live via satellite. So
you haven't made it until you go live via satellite, JAYBONE.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, very excited for what is definitely going to happen. We got let's talk about the matches that are previewed that we know are going to happen. TNA Knockouts World Tag Team Championship match, Inspiration defending against the Elegance brand. Elijah's first match in over 6 months. Elijah and the Hardys versus Order 4.
Bring the horse.
I am stoked for that. Main event. Frankie Kazarian defending against Mike Santana. Now, I'm trying to remind myself, there was some deal or some stipulation that Santino laid out during the signing. he said if Mike Santana loses, he goes to the back of the line. He's not going to get another rematch.
Mm-hmm.
So if Kazarian wins, now what did he say? I'm trying to remember. He said if Kazarian wins,
Santana back of the line for a
right.
title shot.
But now he also said something regarding Genesis.
Oh, on like, let's see, on who the champion will face at Genesis.
He said there's going to be some kind of match.
Oh yeah, like
the
champion will be defending. Whoever's champion has a match at Genesis.
Okay, so either way, whether it's
either
Mike
way,
or okay,
whoever wins the match and is the TNA World Championship will be defended at Genesis.
Okay, and that could be, who knows? If
Could be anybody.
Yeah,
could be Nick Nemeth.
Nick Nemeth could cash in his
option C.
His big ass
Leon Slater could go for the belt.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. That's crazy. That's just crazy talk, Bill.
Let's option C this bad boy.
Oh, man.
Moose beats Leon and goes option C on us at Genesis. Moose
becoming TNA champ in a new era again?
Face of the franchise.
Wow. And then EC3 shows up again.
Oh, trouble.
Oh, man. Well, because when they faced each other back, was it 5 years ago? Is it that long ago?
That was he came back to go against Moose.
Because that was during the pandemic when there wasn't, and because that was
it was cinematic. It was a cinematic type match.
Thank you. Yeah, I was trying to think of what they call it. It was a cinematic match. Had a bunch of people around the ring, and it's basically what he recreated what he was going to do in the WWE, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. Something to that effect. And then they took his idea and made it horrible. Said, yeah, let's rehire the TNA dancers from 20 years ago. And Shane
Lollipop.
McMahon. Yeah, and Shane McMahon was running it with Jiminy Christmas. What is his? Almost was security at the door. That was the best part. Like, mm-hmm. Really? What a throwback. Yeah. So it was 2019 or 2020. One of the two. During the pandemic, cinematic match. Wow. What if they run it back?
Oh, you never know.
Could be a title involved this time. Who knows?
Lots of great possibilities. And like once again, we're just talking a few names here. And I think there's some potential for some of those younger talents out there, like Zilla Fatu.
Oh man.
Who knows? There's some other potential knockouts out there. So lot of, but once again, I don't think there's no need as kind of like, unless there's a big upheaval where you change a lot of the roster, which I don't see happening. But you're going to, here and there, you're going to see some moves. Some will be temporary, some will be more long-term, but definitely some good potential coming down the pike. But no, it could be big. It's a big week. This is a historic week for TNA.
Yeah.
A historic week on AMC, and who knows what's going to happen. It feels like there's going to be surprises. There's going to be some shakeup. And it starts this Thursday live, JAYBONE.
So is there any other little bits of news that I missed as far as the re-signings? Any last little bit of speculation you want to throw out there for the hype that's been put out there that I'm aware of?
No, I think like the ones we're talking. Obviously, AJ announced EC3 possible, Jericho possible. Um,
We know, well, one that we mentioned this last Thursday, we mentioned that Taven,
yeah,
Matt
yeah. Like
Matt
obviously,
Taven
there's some
is a
others that are
free agent.
released,
Yeah,
and I would once again I'd be a fan of that. I'm a big Matt Taven fan. But once again, like that's the thing. Like you could, I just don't know if you overload the episode.
yeah.
So if not this, like that might be something that, like I said, maybe go for the following live show. But yeah, no, definitely. And who knows? Like we could see Dixie Carter. Like if we get the EC3 Dixie storyline, we could see Dixie return, which would be quite a feat. To see her go all the way from Spike TV to AMC. So that would be interesting. Like
I was gonna
obviously
say,
because we saw the involvement from Vinny Russo with JCW and Lunacy. Would it be that crazy to bring back one of the most renowned, controversial lightning rod figures in this company's history? Bring Russo back to some kind of like on
ooh,
air role? Like think of the heat. Think of like Cornette and Company. They'll go nuts the next day
oh,
if
Jiminy
he were to show up
Christmas.
on a show and even just
Well,
cut a
because
promo.
he's been in Russo's been involved in what um
JCW,
JCW. That's
but he hadn't been involved much in like wrestling like in a while, like actually in it. So who knows?
no,
Like
he's
there's potential for
like
anything.
the last thing I saw from like a week ago, he had a promo with Vampiro or something. I
Yeah,
didn't know
so,
Vampiro was in there.
yeah, Vampire.
Is he actually wrestling in there, or is
I
he
don't think so. I think he's more of like a figure.
okay? Because
But
I know he was on like a retirement tour last year or over the last couple years. Um, he had some health scares. He had the
critical stick. That's why I was waiting. I was waiting for it.
all right. So
Everything else was okay until I said Vinny
Russo,
Rue. Come on, bro.
bro, Jiminy
Well,
Christmas.
once again, a big part of the company's history.
It is, you know, and we
Like
had a
just like everything else, like people like Hogan, like there's certain people that are very divisive among the controversy. But sometimes that ain't a bad thing. Like it depends on what type of format you're bringing someone in.
yeah.
Like I think it would be like I said, I think that would be more as like you're bringing them in to get heat from the crowd and to get a reaction from like online. Because what he would
Oh,
do, the internet wrestling community, like that would just strike a nerve
I
with
just
them.
I just figured out what they could do with him. What if Santino is so distraught that he has to take a break, and who are they going
Well,
to
I
bring
think
in?
you're running into Santino handing the reins over to somebody.
Right.
I think somebody's going to be in that role. I don't know who. Uh, and yes, Critical Sting,
It,
indirectly, his correspondence with Dixie is why they left Spike. So, yes. But once again, like same thing, like Dixie,
oh,
I'm a,
was that a thing where they found out that he was involved behind the scenes and they didn't like
yeah, it
that
was,
or
yeah, there was
something?
an email chain with Dixie that yeah, like he wasn't like, yeah, that yes, there was unknown things going on, but once again, like all that stuff is history. And once again, when I'm talking about a possible appearance, just like Dixie's a very small minority ownership stake in the company, but you could play that for much bigger on
Yeah,
TV. That's what wrestling is. Uh, Once again, would Vince Russo have the booking or any like? No, he wouldn't have any of that. He's a character at this point. Uh, and that's how I would look at it. You bring him in just for a character appearance. Just
Yeah.
like how like WWE was bringing Bischoff in all these times over the years.
Yeah.
He's not running the show. He's just there as a character.
Yeah.
So, but once again, you go to the TNA archives, you can find people like just like we said, AJ Styles, EC3. Like there's people here at different segments of the company's history that you can go back in and nostalgia, controversy, like you can hit on these things as we go into this new era. But by doing that, you can look back at some of that old era and have some fun with it.
Yeah.
At least I'd have fun with it. But that's the thing. I think when you get reactions like, "No, that's crazy. Don't do that. You're nuts. Why would you ever do that?" That's the reaction I want. Because then you're getting a bunch of the fan base go, "What the hell? What's he doing here? Oh my gosh!"
Right. Yeah. And we want the conversation in the chat to respond to that too. And
Yeah.
we're not just doing this for shits and giggles.
Be
It's
like
like,
Eli
hey,
here. Imagine Vince Russo managing the righteous. That's fun.
oh man,
Sports entertainment extreme. Do I need to go any further?
yeah. I mean, we covered day one of the NWA TNA stuff, and we went all the way up to the end of the Asylum days. Excuse me, episode 111. And we also partially covered some of the new FS1 episodes, which were fun because they both tied into each other um, in the new studio. Man, it was crazy. I mean, it was so much fun, and we were covering it at the same time in professional wrestling. It felt like the same era 20 years later because there were so many free agents. You never knew who was going to show up where in wrestling. It was so much fun. AEW was new, TNA was bringing in a bunch of new people. WWE was doing different stuff. So we were covering it at the same time, but we were doing it week by week, episodically, like we were watching it for the first time. I was watching it at the first time. Trent and Bill had watched them live 20 years ago. So, they were watching it on the rewind, and I was just soaking everything in week by week. Like, this is what Dusty Rhodes showed up
What
and he's
is
doing
this?
what the Luger showed up, the Road Warriors. What is happening? It was so much fun because
Wild
it
times.
was
Wild
the
times.
wild wild west. You had no clue who was going to show up every week.
And that's the thing. No matter what you think and your valid opinions on each, like at Jericho at this point.
Yeah.
But what that does tell you anything can happen.
Yeah. So yeah, it does feel like that again in TNA to a point. I feel like there is room for new faces. There's room for shake up in the company. You want to do something that's going to be somewhat controversial, that you want to draw this audience to AMC. It's not going to be just business as usual. Okay, we're going to have some matches and maybe a little silly thing here. And no, this is exciting. AMC wants characters. They want stuff that they want the water cooler talk. They want that again. Like, oh man, did you see what happened in Breaking Bad? And uh, you know, Call Saul or whatever the hell,
Yeah.
all the series that people were talking about
You
and
see
The
who died
Walking
on the
Dead.
Walking Dead?
Oh my God. Yeah. For years. That's
Did you
all
see
people
who
talked
showed
about.
up on TNA?
Norman Reedus is the new GM of TNA. No, I'm kidding. I'm just saying. Just
They could. Hey, I already have a segment pitch where it's like, yeah, Santino's distraught. It's like, we need to find a new GM, a new director of authority. And then like they go to like do a vignette and like you got, all right, we have a few options.
Oh
and
boy.
like give us a pitch. Like they'll do like a Shark Tank type pitch, and it's like, all right, first through the doors, and then it's like Dixie Carter is here. Like Dixie Carter's got here to run the company. She's gonna be the director of authority. Maybe with EC3, but then all right, next, and then you get Vinny Rue. Like, he's like, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna put him on a pole, and then it's like, get out of here. And then so you had your Vince moment, and then you're like, all right, let's see who else comes through the door, and you never know, it could be anybody. And then you get break down the walls, and then you get Jericho. Like you can do anything, or you can even go deeper, like
Jesse Pinkman.
Well, here you go. Then you go to the TV. You get Pinkman. You get Saul. You get, who knows? You get Norman Reedus. You get John Hamm. So you have all these options that to just make it very amusing. Which once a lot of things that weren't in play, but now they are. So
yeah,
I'm here for it. I think it's shaking things up. Let's shake it up as we get to. We're in 2026. TNA Impact, AMC, the beginning, the dawn of a new era of action.
I'm here for it. I'm excited. But I'm trying to keep a level head about. I mean, like, we're having fun talking about what.
No level heads will be had.
No, you don't want the level head. All right.
No, this isn't time for level-headed thinking, J-Bone.
I'm just saying. I'm trying. I don't want to set myself up for disappointment, but I know.
You're the one that just had 500,000 viewers. I didn't say that.
This is true. I did say that. Jonathan Coachman would be a great director of authority. Hey,
the coach.
He's a character. He's getting a lot.
Who knows?
Of attention
maybe
lately.
the old laptops available from Raw.
Oh, jeez. Swoggle busy.
They could always get swags.
So yeah. Good discussion tonight. Thank you, Bill, for being on with this. Very excited about the re-signings. Very excited about who we know is gonna be on Thursday. AJ is gonna be there. Now, is that an old school shirt you got on there?
Oh yeah, this is the Flying Forearm shirt.
Nice.
Before it was phenomenal.
Right?
Flying Forearm.
Bully's gonna be there.
Oh, Bully.
Is he gonna sit on his hands and be a?
And we were just having this conversation. Like, what is Bully now? Like it seemed like more Devon, but then they kind of did their thing. Like, all right, done as a tag team,
right?
But is Bully done? I don't know about that.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe he's excited. Maybe he wants to be a part of the new TNA. This new chapter.
He's been part of it before.
The Nerd Network podcast. Any surprises do you think will happen? We just covered a ton of them in the last hour.
I was breaking out all the,
at this point.
I was bringing out all the surprises. How about a good knockout surprise, J-Bone? I don't think we got into like a potential, like a return or any specific knockout return. Mickie James?
Yeah, she hasn't been involved in wrestling.
That'd be a nice return. That's a name. I'd like to see Mickie James back.
I saw a video, Nick Aldis, and it was Mickie James having fun with the chickens at their house. Basically, she was like she was shooing the chickens from one part of the garden to another, and it was adorable. Nick Aldis was filming it and getting a kick out of it.
All right, we're getting a lot. ODB, who said she's doing one last run. Raquel. Now, is he doing Critical Sting? You need to confirm. Are you going? Because that. Are you talking about the Raquel and the Bobby Lashley? Am I right? Was that Raquel? Is that what he's referring to during the Bobby
I don't
Lashley
know.
era? Like there's that brief run. I just want to see if I'm hitting that. Her name was Gabby something when she was in WWE, I think before that. Paige or Soraya, that's a name. I have a feeling we may see her. We'll see. Because I think she'd rather go back to WWE, but I could see that.
I think there's a possibility she's going to be at the Royal Rumble.
Critical Sting. There you go. Yes, that Raquel. Oh,
Wait,
I know.
now
I
who's
know. This was circa what, Pop TV era, if I think. But it was someone they were pushing. What, she had the long, straight, like purple hair. Like they pushed her. Like it was a real brief thing. Her name was Gabby something. When I think she may have been Tough Enough. I don't know all the details. You're asking me specifics about somebody that had a very
I don't know.
Sure, but I remember she had this angle with Lashley. But it's I remember the name.
6-sided ring? No, that ain't coming back.
You ain't getting that. I want Shark Boy and Curry, man. We all do. Dakota Kai, although that's one, like I said, I feel like she's been out there a long time, so I don't.
Yeah. Well, she had some injuries too. Maybe she's just getting healthy again, but could be right time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, could hey, shock the world. Gail Kim. Once again, like she's up there. Like she's close to me for a TNA Mount Rushmore for what she did in the Knockouts division. So I think she, like, once again, I know like things. Hey, we've had this conversation with many individuals. It's like, on how they leave, we'll never see him again. Wrestling, see you down the road. You have a tendency to see people return. Someday, now it might be too soon, might be too fresh, but olive branches should be out there. We know, obviously, he's still tight with a lot on the roster. Gail Kim, that's a legend. To bring in some capacity to do something, even if it's a one-off, I think that's something that should be in play for Gail. She's definitely worthy of that. Yeah. That would be a shocker too. Why not bring back the coach?
Oh,
he could be the director of authority in the Shark Tank pitch.
Oh,
the
man.
Little coach. I'm gonna get it. I'll be the GM.
That's crazy. That is definitely crazy.
Now there you go, Antonio. A little Raquel knowledge. She was tough enough with Chelsea Green. There you go.
Yeah,
that's the era. So that's the tough enough era. It was the Chelsea Green era.
I see a vote for the Tonga Twins.
Oh yeah, that's a tag team that's been out there that at one point was heavily rumored. I think then they did an NWA run. But yeah.
Well, they were part of the Wow Women of Wrestling, right?
Yes.
And then they left because they weren't something about how they were treated or something. I don't know.
So a lot of potential. The beautiful people they're always welcome as well.
Hey, I see a vote here for Mr. Anderson. That was great seeing him. Kurt Angle, though, I think Kurt Angle had an amazing run in TNA, but I don't expect to see him maybe for an appearance here and there. But as far as like a weekly thing, I don't see it, just because he's he'll put on a good face during an interview, but he is miserable. He is not he's not doing well. He's in a lot of pain lately. And I feel bad for him. He's gone through a lot. He's kind of going through what Hogan did in his last, handful of years.
I do need. I would like a Kurt Angle main event mafia type skit, like a reformation of the main event, like a new version, of the main event mafia. Because I love me some Main Event Mafia.
Yeah.
Let's get the music.
Now, Eli here says Charles Mason and Kevin Blackwood. Charles Mason he's the what is that? The HOG champ?
Yeah.
Is that what he's
House of Glory? Yeah, he's
House of
big.
Glory?
He's been a big Northeast guy for a long time. I've seen
Okay.
him a lot.
Yeah, I see him I see his name pop up here and there. Now, who's Kevin Blackwood? I'm not familiar with that.
He's also on the a lot on the indies. He's very good. He's very good in ring. I'm trying to remember where I saw him recently. Like he makes appearances here and there. But yeah, I see that. Yeah, Critical Sting. Kevin Blackwood is about to retire. You know what he's been doing? He did the match Arrival versus Revolver in New Jersey. I was at, and he went against Macklin. That was Macklin's match when Macklin defended the international title against them.
Okay. Yeah, that's one thing I don't. I used to really try to stay on top of the indie scene, and that's one thing I've kind of gotten away from as far as like the big names. Just like as soon as you hear about something, it feels like AEW scoops them up or something. I don't know. I'm surprised I have not seen one name that hasn't popped up. At least I haven't seen it. As far as a possibility is Cross. I don't know how.
It's funny that we talk about this on many shows, J-Bone, like where we get all the suggestions, and I think at the end you're like, and nobody said Killer Cross.
Yeah. I think there's still a certain amount of hype that goes along with him. I think it's quieted down a little bit at the end of 2025. Maybe because he did some appearances with MLW, so I don't know how much in bed he's in with them.
I feel if you want,
I don't know.
If you want him, the MLW thing can go away rather quickly.
It could be,
but we'll see. Like, and there is connections between him and like the Righteous and stuff like that. So there could be a Cross thing. Like I said, like I wasn't a fan of how that ended, but I'll say with everything else, like that was about like you look at kind of. But like we've seen others, like Tessa, like on the way out the last time, that wasn't a great ending, but she came back. Obviously, Cross did not have a good ending in TNA when he was here. But I'm not going to. Once again, a lot of people are different, and stuff's changed now. So I'm not going to say that precludes anything. If it's best for business, it can happen in wrestling. Like that definitely could happen. But once again, I think it'd be interesting to see if that were to happen because there you have some stuff, like obviously you had him involved with like stuff with Moose and all back when he was here, Eddie Edwards, which I bring up a lot, that match, and how that went south. But you could do some stuff with Cross. So I'm not going to put it out there. And obviously if you have Scarlett there, that adds a dimension. So could be something. I wouldn't be against it. I'm open to it. Like I said, I think we were all huge Cross fans. His early run in TNA, like he had a great early run in TNA, and sadly it just got spoiled at the end. But hey, we even saw Magnus return, and that was a guy that left not on great terms either, and didn't say some great things after he left, but came back. And you know what? Did right. Okada, you thought you would never see here again. He came back
he did.
He came back. So a lot of things can change over time. So I'm not going to say impossibilities. And I honestly, if they were able to do something with Cross, a program with them, that wouldn't be a bad thing. Like that would. It is interesting because it is something like that was because I remember being at like SummerSlam and all, and like the Cross stuff, like kind of reaching big levels. Like Everybody was like pro Cross. His merch was selling like hotcakes. But it does seem like one of those things where time went by and died down, that interest.
Yeah.
But once he returns on a big platform, if you were to show up at AMC, all of a sudden that interest can return. So,
oh yeah, the crowd would go.
like when you look
crowd
at
would go
another
nuts.
name we haven't said this whole time, and there was a connection with EC3, which if I'm EC3, I don't know how it sits at the end, but Strowman, Braun Strowman.
Yeah,
and I know
that's
he's
true.
doing other stuff now a lot, but once again, that doesn't preclude.
He's eating.
That doesn't preclude that.
Braun Strowman is working on a contract with what's that called?
Well, he could be Ryback. Ryback's available.
Gastritis. Braun Strowman's working on a contract trying to get some gastritis.
Yeah. There you go. Feed me more. Get these hands.
Oh man. Ryback, is he still like?
I think he's still eating online.
Still doing his mukbang or something.
Mukbang. Where's the scumbag when you need him? Where's the scumbag?
Oh man.
Early 5 years late on the mukbang.
Right. So yeah, lots of potential for surprises. We covered a lot of them, and anyone coming in late, asking about Rascals and stuff, we already talked all about the potential of the Rascals and what could be going on with them. Just hit the rewind button. I don't want to cover it again.
Take this, reverse it.
Run it back, yeah.
So,
please no Ryback. Hey, all right, whatever. I was a huge Ryback fan for a while.
I'm sure you are, Jay Bud.
All those meatheads, I love them.
You were a Skip Sheffield fan.
Jeez Louise. That's right. That was Skip Sheffield, wasn't it?
You were a Husky Harris, man.
That was a crazy time in NXT. It really was. And then it became Seth Rollins' land. That's when it really was. That 2012. Jeez Louise.
Time flies when you're having a good time.
What is time, as they say. All right, let's wrap it up. I was hoping for about an hour. We went way past an hour. Thank you all for joining so late. Obviously, people are excited for the potential of what is going to be happening with AMC and TNA.
Make a night of it. Watch The Equalizer 2, then Impact, then watch us after
there you go.
Impact,
and there you go.
Make sure you're like taping to then catch the original Equalizer after.
Yeah,
make it a night with us, TNA, and Denzel. Sounds like a hell of a night.
And I am planning. I know I haven't done the live reactions for a while. I was very sick during the holidays, and but I feel like I got the energy back to do a live reaction. Ooh. So watch for that.
You can do it, JAYBONE'S.
I can do it all night long. So yeah, live reaction. I'm stoked. I'm whatever's going to be happening.
Reacting.
Yes, and then we'll get the crew in here following the debut on AMC for TNA, and we're going to talk about it. Let's talk about it. We're going to be talking about it. So yeah, on your way out, make sure you smash that like button. Smash that sub button if you're new and you're digging the content. And ring that bell for notifications. And we're also
because if you're new here, like we are, all we do is TNA.
Yes. This is the land of TNA. And we covered some of the NXT stuff that they do with the partnership.
Well, yeah, when they cross over, we talk because it involves TNA.
Yeah. The
But it's
only thing
TNA.
the
It's
only thing we
TNI.
didn't cover, the only thing we didn't cover tonight was
Explosion.
Stax had his he defended his championship, the TNA International Championship against
That son of a gun.
was it Shiloh Hill?
Shiloh Hill, yes.
Yeah. Apparently
Not Silent Hill. Shiloh
Hill. Silent Hill, the third one that's coming soon. It actually looks pretty good. So, all right. We'll see you guys. Smash that like button. We'll be back Thursday. Oh, and it looks like the UK guys are going to be back
tomorrow.
They're going to be back in about 12 hours. So make sure you give Team TNI UK some love. And they're going to ring in the new year, talk about all things TNA. So, yeah, check them out too. All right. We'll see you guys. Much love. Have a good one.